Counsel's Corner gives you an opportunity to hear straight from attorney Ofelia Markarian about hot topics related to criminal defense, personal injury, and family law.
Today, the focus is on the rise of domestic violence during and after custody battles when tensions are often heightened and emotionally charged. Good morning, Ofelia.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good, yeah. Mondays. Domestic violence, I mean, obviously this is a pretty tough subject and clearly something that you come across a lot. Why is it even more heightened, if it sounds like a completely obvious question, during and after custody battles?
You know, custody battles are high-stress situations and emotions run high. Domestic violence is rooted in power and control. And so during a custody case, when one parent feels that they're losing control either over the child or the other party, they will feel emotions getting high and sometimes will retaliate and create a very harassing, threatening environment, which can also lead to physical harm.
Yeah, with such instances like this and as volatile as they can sometimes get, what are some legal protections that might be available for victims of domestic violence when it comes to these custody disputes?
Yes, victims of domestic violence can seek temporary protective orders, a TPO. They should document all of their evidence. They should document their text messages, emails, incidents, police reports, CPS records. They should also file a police report. However, seeking a temporary protective order is just an immediate protection. Consulting with an experienced family law attorney is crucial to continue on and prevent the domestic violence going forward.
Yeah, this is a question I would actually think is kind of interesting, because I obviously don't know myself, but can an abusive parent still get custody? Can they still get visitation rights to a child?
It's possible. Every case is different. It will depend on the evidence that's presented to the court. It will depend on if the abusive parent has taken classes, is rehabilitated, and is able to take on and take care of the child without posing any threats. So that's why it's important to consult with a family law attorney so you know your rights.
You know, in some cases, when it comes to domestic violence, there can be false accusations. How does that impact these types of cases?
So, you know, courts look at domestic violence very seriously. However, they do understand that domestic violence can sometimes be misused. And if a judge, you know, finds out that one party has knowingly made false claims, it can negatively affect their credibility in court and affect their custody rights.
Ironically, at the center of all of this are the children, and that's what the fight's all about. But this can have a huge impact on them psychologically and emotionally and various other ways because of what's going on.
Absolutely. I think number one problem is that parents become selfish and they put their interests and their needs and their wants before their children. In my opinion, my experience, if a parent puts their children's interests first, before their own, before anybody else's, a custody battle becomes easier. Co-parenting becomes easier. Putting the children first becomes the number one priority. And that's, as a parent, that's what each of us should do, because it will affect the children and they will suffer traumatically down the long run in their lives.
Yeah. My next question was going to be what advice you might have, but that really summed it up, and I think that really is the message, that the kids are first. So thank you so much for joining us and giving us your insight on this.
Thanks for having me.
If you have questions or need help with any of the topics raised in today's Counselor's Corner, you can get in touch with Ofelia by visiting OfeliaMarkarianLaw.com.